Yes.
Mark my word.
Exactly. We're finally going to devote ourselves to Varka's story quest. It only took me a while. I'm really sorry. It was kind of on a hiatus. I feel like my entire energy was drained and I just needed some me time. I still do, kind of, but yeah. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm really looking forward to it. I was trying my best to avoid spoilers. I really was. Till, like, you know, Genshin Impact started to prospectively upload the cinematics, and I was like, oh my god. this is a cue, right? Telling me to finally start. But yeah, I'm really excited. I really wonder what we will or what we can expect there. Varka is finally returning to Mondstadt after this very long expedition. I think now, yeah, 6 years now. I think I guess based on Jean's, or like according to Jean's story, it's that a few months before we set our journey or like set foot in Mondstadt, that was when Varka officially bid farewell to Mondstadt and embarked on this big expedition to, well, ward off the brewing darkness, the monsters that were brewing from the northern part. And yeah, also his cinematic, we did see that he put his strength to the test or accepted the trial issued by the Hexen Circle because he succeeded. Barbie did allow him to take a look or take a peek at her sky glass, and what he saw was a potential future. He sacrificed his dream to be celebrated as the hero of Mondstadt to protect Mondstadt from a greater danger. There was also Andrius. We saw that Mondstadt is once again being harassed by the monsters, by the abyss. It is really dark. Also, the Venti statue. The Venti statue was disintegrated. Roland, the bloodstained Knights. Formerly called the White Knight, right? Before he got like stained by the blood of the countless monsters and even humans he had, well, slain. He did pledge to the abyss, right? That was when he had discovered that the so-called monsters he had killed were humans that got cursed, were cursed by the curse of wilderness, right? Like the non-pure-blooded Conrian that tried to flee from Conria. It was kind of twisted justice. Also, Vedrfolnir, yeah, made an appearance as well. We do know that the abyss can prolong one's life, but I wonder if that is maybe the abyss mimicking Roland, just Vedrfolnir tampering with the abyss. I mean, he was co-founding the Abyss Order as well, so must be perhaps an act of the Abyss Order. I do not know. I can't make head or tails of it. Also, Roland's note, like there were some notes scattered about like across this part of Not Cry. Justice will prevail as long as he's like killing. He turned into a killing machine basically. He was totally driven by madness, which is really sad. It has a sad story. And also, I believe he had a brother who was blind, right? He stepped into the footsteps of his brother, and also journeyed through the nations, and eventually died in Sumeru. Yeah. There's also the story of Dominator. It was him who ultimately killed her and mistaking her for a monster. We have many experiences under our belt, so we are kind of getting used to it. And I'm also excited to meet Lohen. I must admit, I've heard one or two, like a few things about him. Apparently he's like a psycho, a lunatic, and some do wish to witness a battle between Chit and Lohen. Ansem he is the captain of the 5th company, the 5th division, 5th company, yeah, of the Knights of Boreas. And Lohen is the vice captain, right? And apparently he is tougher than Varka. I believe it is more in a like mentally sense. No, this combined, like adding this up, I do not know. Lohen can rather cast away his emotions when facing an enemy. Nervous. I'm actually super nervous. Triumphant warrior. Through everyone's united efforts, the abyss of calamity in the north seems to have been quelled. The day of triumph draws near. Okay, view letter. Letter? A letter carried by the wind. Hey, long time no see, my friend. What's that? You say we were just met recently? For a heart that always misses its friends, every second feels like an eternity. And after such a grand adventure in Nordcry, you must have gathered quite a few stories along the way, yes? Are you perhaps looking for an old friend to talk to? Do you happen to need a bard, one who can turn your tales to verse? If so, come and catch up with me at Starsnitch Cliff. The wine is poured and the strings are already tuned. Venti!
It's from the tone-deaf bard. Apparently, he wants to hear all about our adventures in Nordcry. Maybe we can get some tasty treats out of him in return. Come on, let's go to Starsnitch Cliff.
Oh, yeah. This is so exciting! Near the Thousand Winds Temple. Interesting. No. I really am fond of Mondstadt. It just feels like home. This is home, you know? And Mondstadt surely has its own history. And given how many times Venti woke up to to a Mondstadt that is not free at all, ready to suppress or oppress, thankfully everything is under control. And Jean is contributing a lot to it. Or like everyone in Mondstadt is contributing to uphold or, well, prevail such freedom, safety. What's that? Oh, okay. Where the wind blows. Hiya.
Ah, welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days? The honorary knight of Mondstadt? The Tumaini of Natlan? Or the great hero of Nordcry?
Yeah, the first sage of Buer, the hero of Lea, something executor of Fontaine, and fish something. I can't recall it. Venus Zuma. But yeah, just call me by my name.
Well, you sure have your finger on the pulse. We've barely caught our breath since Nordcry, but it sounds like you've already heard about what went down.
Of course.
News travels fast on the wind.
Mm-hmm.
But before I can turn your tales into tunes, I need to hear them from the horse's mouth. My wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please, traveler, take a seat and tell me your tale.
You tell Venti everything that happened and not cry.
Amazing! Incredible! The Rahier of Solnari and the Doctor? Truly a tale for the ages!
Ah, what a moonlit night. The frost moon also embraces Mondstadt with its moonlight.
So I'm guessing the wild hunt is a thing of the past now that you've defeated the Rahier of Solnari?
Mm-hmm. The White Hound seems to have another host now.
Seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the Doctor, though.
There are still some vestiges of the White Hound around, but not enough to pose a major threat.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return of his expedition, right?
Yes!
I haven't seen him in the longest time. He must have so many stories to share.
I was gonna ask you two have really met before.
Hooray! Paimon was wondering about that, too. He did call you Barbados. But weren't you still fast asleep back when he was in Mondstadt?
Let's call it half asleep. I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside.
That's surely Varka.
It was a young knight
Yeah.
who had journeyed there in search of trials and oracles after hearing some tall tales at the local tavern. In fact, all that awaited him were moss-covered walls and an angry ruin guard. But he seemed completely unfazed, laughing heartily as he sent the ruin guard's missiles flying off into the horizons.
Truly sounds like
They
Varka.
must have been making quite a racket if it was enough to wake up the tone-deaf bard.
Yeah, it sounded kinda like...
Like that.
Hey! Is that all you've got?
That's Lohen, right?
Oh, bring it on! Hey! Is that all you've got? Oh, bring it on! Oh, bring it on! Oh, bring it on!
Mm-hmm. Surely lunatic.
Hey! Is that all you've got? Oh, bring it on!
The voice actor is doing an amazing job. Really. I must say, I did not expect him to sound like that. Not at all. But yeah, he's already coming this kind of picture.
like that.
Yeah, like that. His eyes look really
Giving
beautiful.
up already? You're not half as tough as Varka said.
I couldn't envision him to
Giving
have
up
this kind of
already?
voice.
You're not half as tough as Varka said.
A young Knight of Favonius trekking out to the Thousand Winds Temple in search of adventure. Now there's a sight I haven't seen in a while.
Child and him like a house on fire, honestly. Regarding this matter or aspect.
A bard in green clothes. Does this mean... Oh, you're Venti?
So they haven't met yet either.
I was just wondering how I was gonna track you down.
Yeah, sure. He just returned from the expedition as well. When was it? That was during the... It was kind of a try, you know? The human Kavaki try whatsoever. That was when... Varka did fill us in.
Oh, so you were looking for the tone-deaf bard? Strange place to start your search.
I would have tried the angel share. I would have gone to the cat's tail.
Hold on. Blonde hair, white hair? You must be the honorary knight. And Paimon! The Grand Master talks about you all the time.
His voice is so funny.
Hold on. Blonde hair, white... Oh, bring it on! Oh, bring it on! Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lohen, Vice Captain of the 5th Company of the Knights of Favonias and a member of the Expeditionary Force. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
He's really pretty. But his clothes are giving off Lawrence clan vibes.
Oh, so you're part of the expedition, huh? Right. So that's why Paimon's never seen you around in Mondstadt. Hey, wait a second. We never saw you in Nodcry either.
Yeah, he got dispatched back.
That's probably because when the Wild Hunt was still running rampant, I spent most of my time out on my own, making mincemeat out of monsters. I barely went back to base at all. Then, once the Wild Hunt calmed down, I got sent back to Mondstadt. Mixed blessing, if you ask me. Sounds like I missed out on some serious action.
Yeah.
No wonder we never saw you while we were dealing with the doctor. So, why did Varka send you back?
Don't tell me he sent you to...
Deliver some letters.
Was gonna say, deliver a letter.
There's one for the Knights of Favonius, one for the church, another for the Dawn Winery, at least 10 of them in total.
Jeez, how many people has he sent to deliver his mail now? Mika, Ineffa, Lohen. He should just hire a full-time mailman already.
Ah, that was so funny with the cryptex. Was it called cryptex? And they were looking for the codes to open it. And the password or like the code was actually like carved into this cryptex. Ah, that was funny. Yeah, Mika. Ah, that was when Mika told us. I think that was the first time directly that we heard of Varka. Well, words from Varka, basically, were written in a letter. And that was when he told us that he did encounter the captain. Capitano. My man. It's him.
In fact, he's earned himself a new nickname.
Of course.
Let's go with Sir Writes-A-Lot.
Yeah, of course. I'm on assigning each one a nickname. Another day, another nickname, huh? Tone Deaf Bard.
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, tone deaf or not, I wear the title of Bard with pride. And I consider Sir Writes-A-Lot to be quite a compliment.
Wait, really? Darn it! Maybe Paimon should come up with some harder-hitting nicknames for these two.
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the Thousand Winds Temple looking for me, I assume he must have a letter for me too. Am I right?
You sure are. To use the Grand Master's own words.
This one is for the bard in green clothes. These days, I think he goes by Venti. Doesn't really have an address as such. You could start by asking around in Mondstadt, or maybe try your luck at the Thousand Winds Temple.
I figured that since there was this punching bag here,
Ruin guards.
I could get some practice in while I was at it. So, I came right here the second I got back to Mondstadt.
Mm-hmm.
That Varka is so slapdash sometimes. It's a good thing we happen to be nearby.
So what does the letter say?
Oh, he also said to remind you to write back.
Oh, is he pulling a trick on
Nothing
them?
in particular. Just some idle chatter between two drinking buddies. But if I'm supposed to write back this time, I'll need some time to mull over my response.
Mm-hmm. But now that I think about it, there's also Godwin and Glory, right? She's awaiting his return from the expedition while he is somewhere nearby Mondstadt. Dallying. Yeah. And this will be really surprising or really interesting to see. Aside to be old, I assume. And I hope he will owe to his mistakes. Surely he will. But yeah, I'm all over my response. I wonder what's the content.
Varka gave you a whole bunch of letters to deliver, right? Maybe you can head into Mondstadt and deliver the rest of them first?
My thoughts exactly. Assuming I can find the way. Hopefully the roads haven't changed too much since the pre-expedition days.
Well, why don't we have Mondstadt's honorary knight escort this homeward-bound wanderer to the city? I'm sure some of the recipients of Varka's letters will turn out to be old friends of yours, too.
I have no objections.
Let's go! It's been a while since Paimon's done any guide work.
Yeah, Tad and Toldo, right? One for the board. Well, Venti. One for Jean. We do know that he did write one for Jean. That was the ending of Acts 8, right? That was 8, I believe.
Thank you so much, Honorary Knight. And you, Miss Guide.
And you, Miss Guide, yeah. Is that like a dagger attached to his arm? I'm so sure. And there's something.
The abyss. The wild hunt. Andrius.
Yeah, of course. Of course. There was more to it than meets the eye.
Get home safe, Varka.
Oh, yeah. There was like a shard of Andrius' soul located in, or not station. Station is the wrong word, but yeah, located in Nokrai, right?
Why do my ears feel so hot all of a sudden? Is someone talking about me?
Mm-hmm. And now that I think about it, oh yeah, the notes of Cloytar. Boreas, the name was given to him by Cloytar, the first angel, and originally he hails from the northern part, I believe Sechnaya. And he developed like intelligence, learned how to talk, how to speak by listening to Koitar's songs, like elegies. Varka.
Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office. That would be terrible.
There is one. Seek a stash of cash in his office. Oh, we have to check out soon. Yeah, the White Hand, of course.
Grandmaster, bad time to get distracted.
Watch out! Enemies approaching!
Huh? Oh, it's just a few stragglers. They're no real threat to us. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final few targets, and then we will make our triumphant return!
Oh, this is so cool. I love it. Defeat the White Hand.
Stormwind!
On me!
Oh, Mark, I'm so happy for you. He's so homesick. One can't help but feel sorry for him.
Without the Rapier of Solnari to direct them, it seems like all that's left is their primal urge to destroy.
If this is all that the Wild Hunt can muster now, surely the Lightkeepers of Nodcry will be able to deal with what's left.
Just like I thought. What we should be wary of now is...
Grandmaster, based on Lightkeeper intel and our own reconnaissance, one of the suspected targets should be just up ahead.
Good. You know the drill. Stay here and stand guard. Leave the rest to me.
One of the suspected targets should just be ahead.
Yes, Grandmaster.
Oh, look.
We meet again, Andrius.
Again. Oh.
So, you've returned from Mondstadt. Don't you want to see what it looks like now? I was planning to take a look around there myself. Perhaps you could be my guide.
Oh my
What's
god, the
this?
heartbeat.
An echo from 1,000 years ago?
Not so sure if like the Ley Lines are messing around right now. But yeah, also the Abyss playing tricks on us.
Everything seems normal so far. Here's hoping I'm just overthinking things. There are 2 other places to check. Maybe this will all go smoothly after all. It's your turn, my friend. Come, Andrius!
Oh, look, they're resonating.
Although, for returning to your old home, perhaps Andrius is a little too ostentatious.
Although if you're returning to your old home, perhaps that is a little too ostentatious.
Might be better to go by...
Boreas.
Huh?
Injustice, corruption, iniquity. Is the surface world still as wretched and foul as ever? Answer me, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
This design is
Looks
why
like I'm not
looks
getting
so
out
good.
of this without a fight.
Could it be that this part of his soul, like, how did it end up there in the first place? Because I do remember, like, Andrius did forsake his body and Mondstadt because of his power, his divine power. Like, he caused like blizzards, and well, there was no suitable habitat for the humanity. I'm not so sure. I wonder if that is like the abyss tampering with the soul of, or this part of a fragment of his soul. No idea. Oh my god, this is so cool. To those who embark on the expedition. Returning to Mondstadt. Yeah.
That's where things stand with the expedition. The victors will be returning home soon, so make sure to stock up on wine for the celebrations. P.S. I hope everyone's keeping up with their daily training. I'll be testing you all when I get back to make sure no one's regressed.
PSS?
PPS?
PPS.
I wrote individual letters for each and every one of you. Don't forget to write back.
That's all.
Everyone gets one? Wow! Sir writes a lot is really living up to his name.
This is so adorable. A letter to each family member.
I guess the Grand Master must have something specific to say to each of us.
Even
I got a letter, and I'm not a real knight yet.
Not yet. Not a full-fledged knight yet. Poor Jean.
Jean? Oh, yes. That's our Grand Master for you.
By the way, anyone know where I can find the cavalry captain? I have a letter from
Oh,
him
yeah.
as well.
Where the horses?
You mean Kaeya? He said he was meeting a friend from the church at the Angel Share.
Rosaria?
Allegedly for work. Said he was exchanging intel. But I'd say there's a 50-50 chance he's just there for a drink.
The intershare intelligence from the Church of Favonius.
Paimon bets there'll be lots of familiar faces there. How about we deliver Kaeya's letter? And these are there too as well!
Really? Oh, that would be a great help, thank you.
Yeah. Rosaria, Diluc, and... Was there a Razor? I didn't see him there.
Our thanks to you too, Lohen. The other knights will help distribute the remaining letters. You've had a long journey. Please go get some rest.
Great, but I won't be resting just yet. I have one last letter to deliver to Wolvendom. This one, I was planning on delivering personally.
For Razor or Boreas? Well, Andrius.
I heard that another challenger recently passed Boreas' trial. Well, with any luck, that wolf might be willing to reveal himself to me, too.
Razor.
Very well, but please remember to show respect to the local wolves.
I will. Goodbye.
Alright. Lady, something is bothering Jean. I should talk to her before going to the Angel Share. Can we talk to each? Yes, again.
Grandmaster offered lots of advice in his letter regarding my recent assessments. I didn't think he'd spare a thought for that kind of thing in the middle of an expedition. So, honorary knight, if you have the time, do you think you could help me out with my special training?
Of course. This goes without saying. We have Euler there. Anyone hiding here? No, only Simmer guy. I must say, Lohen comes across as a funny dude.
He wants to test me to see if my skills have regressed?
Yeah!
I still haven't forgotten how he went easy on me last time.
Euler believed that he did hold back during their sparring.
I'm assuming you must have seen him going all out before. When the time comes, you'd better keep an eye on him for me.
Of course. Anything for you, Eula. Okay, we have Lisa over here. Oh, this is so exciting. Roland was a disciple of, or like a student of the Wolf's Pub, right? Rostam. And Rostam was basically the like a childhood friend and the right hand of Roland. No, Arundolin. I'm sorry. Arundolin. One of the Grandmasters of the Knights of Boreas, right? And we had Ravenwood. I think his name was Ravenwood. He was a Knight of Boreas. And was it Arundolin who was reading of a replica of Ravenwood's sword? I think. Can recall it.
Ah, the Grand Master. The archives are filled with documents awaiting his review. I'm not letting him run off again until he's finished dealing with every last one.
Yeah. That's Varka for you. Trying to seize the moment to... every moment to ditch work.
On another note, have you spoken to Jean? I hope she'll finally be able to relax a little once Varka returns.
Gina is really a character you can look up to and then role model to many.
Okay, we'll deliver these letters to the Adventurers Guild and the Cat's Tail. You can just handle the ones for the Angel share.
The expedition is finally wrapping up. Oh, I hope the maps I made on our way there are good enough to get them safely home.
Aww. There's also a letter for Klee. She, again, in a solitary confinement room.
The Grand Master wrote in his letter that the Boom Blossom bombs we sent worked really well. He wants to know if we've made any more.
Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, Uncle Varka did cash in again and ask for the angels, or well, actually for the Action Circle's aid. Yeah. Hey Jean, what's troubling you? Poor one.
Honorary Knight, you're still here?
I'll be setting off shortly, but it seems like there's something on your mind.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
Huh? But Vark is coming back. The situation in Nokrai is stable. Surely things are looking up.
I wonder if, like, Varka said that we should cut off with these entire acting parts. I wonder if she will be conferred the title of the Grandmaster officially. But I don't think so, right? Because he's still taking... Nah, I'm not so sure.
True. From what you and Lohen have told me, the expedition has indeed accomplished its strategic objectives. It seems that Mondstadt no longer faces any threat from the perils of the north, be they the Wild Hunt or the Doctor. And yet, for some reason, I can't help but recall something the Grandmaster said to me before he left.
If I don't make it back from this expedition, you'll have to assume the mantle of Grand Master of the Knights of Boreas. If it comes to that, remember to train the next Knight of Boreas in my stead.
Knight of Boreas. Razor?
I've planted some promising seeds in Mondstadt, but they still need time to grow. Some have yet to master the art of social interaction. Some don't yet understand that they too need protecting. And some, well, some might not even want to be a knight yet. What's wrong? Well, there's no need to frown. I'm going on an expedition, not marching to my death. This is all just a contingency plan in the event that I'm unable to return.
Jean. I feel really sorry for her. You know, that is that fear that is striking any time, and or it actually strikes fear in one's heart. Like, you do not know, is everything fine? Is he alright? Is he safe and sound? What if? What if that? What if this? Yeah.
Until I return, I leave them in your care.
The lineage of the Knights of Boreas has nearly been extinguished twice in Mondstadt's history. The first wandering knight to claim the title arrived in Mondstadt 1,000 years ago, along with his wolf companion. He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. The title of Boreas could have disappeared from Mondstadt just as he did.
That's not Ravenwood. The lineage of the Knight of Boreas has nearly been extinguished twice in Mondstadt's history. The first wandering knight to claim the title arrived in Mondstadt 1,000 years ago, along with his wolf companion. He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. The title of Boreas could have disappeared from Mondstadt just as he did.
But he had an informal disciple,
a
knight
okay.
named Ravenwood, who admired the Knight of Boreas greatly. Ravenwood's valor and swordsmanship earned him the wolf spirit's recognition.
Okay, so it was Ravenwood's master who first claimed the title of Boreas. No. The Knight of Boreas 1,000 years ago.
When the old aristocracy tried to regain power, Ravenwood came once more to Mondstadt's defense. From then on, the title of Knight of Boreas was passed down from generation to generation within the Knights of Favonius.
Kind of reminds me of, I think that was in the Artifacts Stats, right? When it said that the boys, like the friends, like when the children, like Dolan and Rostam, they imagine how they would bring justice upon the old nobles, the aristocrats back then, like Vanessa did. This is so cool and interesting and sad. It's everything.
Wolf spirit? You mean that big blue wolf in Wolvendom?
Yes, Andrius.
Correct. As you may already know, the Wolf of the North is the surviving spirit of an ancient god.
Okay, so Boreas is and surviving spirit of an ancient god. But I use the name interchangeably. So sometimes I go by Boreas or like I call him Andrius. But yeah. It was Koiter who did transfer like the divine power to him, right? The Wolf of the North, the surviving spirit of an ancient god. Okay.
And the Knight of Boreas serves as an intermediary between him and humanity. Lupus Boreas, who had never known what it meant to love, came to understand it through the journey with his human companion. In the end, he chose to allow his power to become one with the land. This was once a well-known tale in Mondstadt, but these days, few people are aware that the starting point of the Wolf King's journey was not Mondstadt, but Nodcry.
Huh?
Could it be he set up from the royal court of the Sealy? Exactly.
You don't seem surprised. Did you sense something in Nodcry? Once again, you do us proud, Honorary Knight.
Yeah.
The great Wolf King of the North came here from Nodcry. Although he doesn't like to speak of his past. In fact, he rarely shows himself to people at all nowadays. As such, this tale can only be found deep within the Knights of Favonius library. Even among the Knights of Favonius, few are aware of it. The Grand Master didn't disclose any concrete objectives before departing on his expedition. I couldn't help but wonder whether it might somehow be related to Nodcry's Wolf of the North.
I'm here for the moon.
I kept my speculations to myself, however. Sharing them would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Duvall and the East Wind's actions for yourself. Surely you can understand my concern?
And it took time to restore trust again. And if we start now with the Wolf of the North.
No wonder Varka wasn't clear about his motives. Is that what he was worried about?
Very possibly. He was probably also reserving judgment. Having heard about your experiences in Nodcry, I now suspect that the Grand Master hadn't yet ascertained the true identity of our enemy at that time. And as it turns out, the Calamity born in the north wasn't an ancient god, but rather the Wild Hunt and the Doctor. I guess we were both jumping to conclusions.
Well, always be better to be over-prepared than caught off guard. Facing the worst case scenario with no backup plan would have been far worse.
Yes, I completely agree. The tide can turn rapidly in times of battle. It's a leader's responsibility to prepare for every possible contingency. Even if his contingency plan never needs to be put into action, I'm sure the Grand Master is relieved to know that it's in place.
Poor one.
Thank you for being such a patient listener. I feel much more settled after talking with you.
Oh, Jean.
If you have any spare time, would you mind stopping off to say hello to the other knights? I'm sure they have all missed our honorary knight just as much as I have.
Aww, that's adorable. Jean did carry lots of concerns, much more that I cannot put in words, into words. But I really can't wait for the shrouded fog, or like the fog to disappear and everyone just reunites. Can't wait for it at all. I hope we can occasionally, not occasionally, like every now and then, lift off weight from your shoulders, or weight off your shoulders. Yes. Sakura's over there and leave the Knights of Boreas headquarters. Yes. Oh wait, what with our alchemist? Nah, he's not there.
That turned into a pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the angel share now.
I was checking if we could read or take a sneak peek. But that wouldn't be right at all. Many tales, or actually true events, are lost to history. Oh, cute doggo. Alright.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start by pouring in cold water and add ice cubes. Then drain out the water before adding the other ingredients. How's that for a secret recipe? Maybe it's worth a little intel in return.
Please. I've known that little trick for a good 10 years at least. You'll have to offer something a little more substantial if you're serious about trading.
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to talk so loudly? Especially if you're supposed to be exchanging confidential information.
Kaeya! Rosaria! Diluc! Paimon knew we'd find you here.
Looks like it's about to get even noisier.
Hello, Diluc. Come on, stop frowning. Well, not frowning, but yeah, kind of frowning.
A little liveliness never killed anyone. Traveler, Paimon, what brings you our way?
I have a letter for each of you. You deliver Varka's letters to their recipients.
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. We make absolutely no excuse for his crimes.
Poor Diluc.
I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left, though I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ask by now. The Knights of Boreas will always welcome you.
From the look on your face, I'm guessing the Grand Master is still refusing to drop it?
He nags like an old man. It's hardly surprising.
Huh? Drop what? What's this about?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition, Varka came here to chat with me over a drink. I failed to avoid him. He, asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius, and I declined. He expressed his regret about everything that happened, and asked me to reconsider. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, right. Sounds like you skipped a lot of details. There's clearly more to it.
Whatever details I chose to omit are in the past. Dragging them back up now serves no purpose.
You say that now, but back then, you couldn't let it go. You and the Knights of Favonius were constantly at odds.
Yeah, number of times he did trash talk the Knights of Favonius. Well, especially when the Fatu were barging in as well.
I wasn't seeing the full picture. I've had a lot of time to reflect since then.
Yeah. Imagine Diluc in Snatchnaya. He went like rampage in Snatchnaya, followed by the death of his father, Krampus.
But my answer remains unchanged. I'm not rejoining the Knights of Favonius. Both the Grandmaster and the acting Grandmaster are too upright and honorable. I can't see the shadows that lurk beneath them due to the size of the organization they lead. They need someone on the outside to keep watch vigilantly.
He does it also for their sake.
If I had a Mora for every time I've heard you repeat that argument. I actually don't disagree with the first part of what you said. But don't you think someone can keep tabs on things from the inside?
When you join an organization, you're bound by its rules, no matter how free it may seem on the surface.
You think so? Never mind the Knights. Have you honestly ever been bound by the rules of the Church?
Good question. Have you considered that maybe that's why I chose to join the Church and not the Knights to begin with?
Are they arguing or not? It's kind of hard to tell.
They're not arguing, they just have different ways of protecting those around them.
Oh, kind of like the contingencies Jean was talking about. The more ways they have to protect their home, the better. Huh? Traveler?
I wonder if this is exactly what I wonder if this is exactly what Warko was hoping for. It's tough.
What should I report back to the Grand Master on? Let me think. Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild? Oh, and a review of the latest vintages. I think I'll leave it at that.
My reply won't be a long one, as usual. I'm sure Varka won't be surprised.
Just a simple no. Rosaria? Oh no, she's up there.
If you hadn't had to deliver that guy's mail, you wouldn't have been subjected to all this tedious arguing. When I write back, I'll tell him to quit making trouble for other people.
It's no trouble. Lohen did most of the work. We just volunteered to do the last leg of the journey. Mostly so we could come say hello.
Besides, I wouldn't really call that an argument. You just have different ideas on how to protect Mondstadt. Yes.
So you see what's really going on here? All three of us fell for that old rascal's scheme far too readily.
Huh? Scheme? What do you mean? Was Varka lying in his letters then?
No. While I'm sure Varka knows full well that Diluc would never agree to rejoin the Knights, I believe the sentiments he expressed were genuine, as was his offer to welcome Diluc back. There are people like Kaeya and I, and then there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Those people are the most susceptible to being driven to extremes by great upheaval. It's happened in Mondstadt before. Not only that, but it happened to a Knight of Boreas. That'll really hit home for Varka. And that's why his nagging is even more persistent than usual.
The champion of justice turned to extremes? You're saying that happened to a Knight of Boreas?
Yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas had nearly been extinguished twice in history. The first was at its inception. The second was the case I was alluding to.
Oh! Wasn't Jean telling us about this?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. And then we got caught up talking about the expedition, and we never got around to the second time.
I happened to hear about it from Varka once when he was drinking and started yammering on. The second crisis in the Knights of Boreas lineage. It was 500 years ago. Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, very few of them have been truly recognized by Lupus Boreas over the past millennium.
Mm-hmm.
Of those who have, the best known are the first Knight of Boreas, Ravenwood, the wolf pup Rostam, and Varka himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Rostam was also Knight of Boreas, Ravenwood, the wolf pup Rostam, and Varka himself. The best known. So, who else? So sure about Roland. Can't be.
But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title.
Oh, so Roland indeed.
He was a disciple of Rostam.
Yep.
They thought he would become the mightiest Knight of Boreas who ever lived.
Sometimes the tides do not turn for the better.
He was the perfect knight. Righteous, principled. His name was Roland, the blood-stained knight.
Yikes! Bloodstained Knight? That sounds a little ominous.
Well, apparently his original title was the White Knight.
Mm-hmm.
But he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago, including his tutor and mentor, Rostam.
Yeah. Died in the course of duty. Our Dolan suffered a lot from this as well. I think that was when he never did showcase his strength to anyone when his beloved friend died.
The endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black, transforming the White Knight into the blood-stained knight.
Yep.
After that, he threw himself completely into battling monsters, leaving Mondstadt and the Knights of Favonius behind. To this day, no one knows his final whereabouts. It's hard to say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession, or whether he was already too far gone to save. But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back, perhaps things would have turned out differently.
Well, he totally succumbed to the abyss after all, so what to expect?
So if you want my opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc to rejoin, despite knowing that he'll never say yes, is to let him know you're not alone. After all these years, he's still as persistent as ever. Just like how he used to be with me.
I mean, he's like a father figure.
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than he lets on. Paimon had the wrong idea about him.
You always have, dear Paimon. Or most of the time.
Anyway, there's still something about this whole Boreas business that Paimon isn't really getting. Wasn't Andrius a god in Mondstadt thousands of years in the past?
Yes. Andrius and Dicarabian, the god of storm.
If so, why did Jean say that Boreas and the Wandering Knight only arrived here just 1,000 years ago? Plus, Paimon's super curious about what happened to Roland.
Shall we go get answers straight from the horse or wolf's mouth? Can meet up with Lohen and Wolvendom while we're at it.
That's a great idea! Jean said he hasn't been showing himself much lately, but he always seems happy to oblige whenever you show up. Let's go!
Yeah. We're going to be the next successor. No. Honestly, I am really excited and hope that Boreas will shed some light on it.
Let me guess. You're heading to Wolvendom next? Say hi to Razor for me.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm not helping him write his response to Varka. He needs to learn to be independent.
Oh. Oh, that's true.
What should I report back to the Grand? Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild?
Oh. Just repeating. Let's head to Wolvendom. But yeah, I think the stories are really tragic. We're so sorry. Really, really sorry. I think that combo right before was kind of poignant of the fellows. To some extent, I do understand like Diluc, because he cannot act outside his remit. Or like, you know, Knights of Boreas have like a codex. They are constrained by these rules, basically. I wonder if there are a few possible candidates to be, to have the constitution to become Knight of Boreas, Surely Razor? I also believe Noelle. Even if she doesn't, like, even if she's not a full-fledged knight yet, she is really tenacious, you know? She doesn't give up. It's difficult, to say the least. Philippus. Oh no!
What's going on here? Was Wolvendom always like this?
Oh my god.
Feeling about this.
Yeah, we have seen this in the live stream as well. This is so spooky and gloomy.
The Wild Hunt? What are they doing here? Watch out!
More speed. Judgment.
Kind of feels like odd, you know, to hear Notcry's music in Mondstadt.
Are you alright?
Stay alert, there's still something nearby. Well, that was also Barbie's prediction, you know. But then again, I wonder if that what happens in Notcry automatically has like effects on Anders' spirit right now. There's something nearby.
Oh no! What now? There better not be more Wild Hunt monsters!
Lohen? Lohen?
You scared Paimon stiff! She thought you were...
Stop right there! Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Kaeya, Diluc and Rosaria.
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Yeah.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Wait, what are you trying to say, huh? Huh?
Saying you passed the test. Well, he surely is on alert. Very vigilant for sure. But yeah, he's saying you passed the test. Or the Abyss is trying to mimic us. He's saying you passed. They can't. They actually cannot. There are no records of us in the Ley Lines. He's saying you passed the test.
Paimon passed a test? Really? Ha! She didn't even realize she was taking one!
You may dispense with your suspicions. The Wolfpack has borne witness. They fought against the aberrations that encroached upon this land. And our attackers showed no ability to disguise themselves this time.
Ah, yeah. Durin allowed the monsters to transform.
A familiar scent. Come. I will await you at the usual grounds.
Yes. Maria's voice is so freaking good.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I guess I should apologize for doubting you just now.
It always pays to remain vigilant. Were you attacked by the Wild Hunt too?
Sure was. Fortunately, My experience in Nodcry didn't go to waste.
Mhm.
Turns out the Wild Hunt all feel the same when you stab them. They didn't stand a chance. Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though. Go on. You should check on him.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the moment to be evolved in a fight again. Lohen is a funny one. Oh, I really want to open the map. Hi, Andrea. It's been a hot minute. Razor. Hmm.
Lupus Boreas, not injured. Why so weak? Am I not strong enough?
Oh, poor one.
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their attacks. However, their assault went beyond the mere physical world. They followed my trail from the distant north across the Ley Lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. But I shall not let them succeed without a fight.
They follow my trail from the distant north across the Ley Lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect, but I shall not let them succeed without a fight. So they came from Nodcry.
We meet again, human Lupical.
So, are you saying that the wild hunt we just got attacked by came all the way from Nodcry to Mondstadt? How is that even possible?
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being. I am but one remnant of the god Andrius' soul.
Mm-hmm.
The source of this turmoil. I can sense it. It lies in the north. It is the part of me that remains in Nodcry, from whence I came.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can you be in two places at once?
Do you all like to split yourselves into multiple parts?
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods.
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare even among the gods.
The Wolf King, Andrius, was particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
Yeah. It's been like more than 2,000 years.
Huh? The bard's back?
Tondif Bard? What are you doing here?
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the distant past. And our wolf friend doesn't seem too keen on recounting it himself. Who better than a bard to do the honors? Lord Boreas, do I have your blessing to share this story?
As you wish.
Boreas is such a... Oh, he's such a cool mystical thing. It's... I don't know. I love his design. It's so cool.
Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Sealy Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south.
And that's where Mondstadt lies. Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Sealy Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south. Yeah. This is Koitar, the first angel. Hyperborea. That's zeroed, decimated to 0. For Koitar had forsaken her role, and yeah, she fell in love with the Voyager. I think he's called Soitavoinen, right? In the Hymn of the North, they referred to him. Well, it's actually her. She had possessed the body of a boy.
As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that given by the reclusive king in his tower?
The Caribbean. Was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that given by the reclusive king in his tower? As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that given by the reclusive king in his tower?
The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, the great wolf closed his eyes and slept.
The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. A new god, well, Barbados, and quietly returned to the frozen north. So he returned back to not cry. There in a palace long since abandoned by its former master.
500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Sealy Hall, and awoke him at long last.
Okay. 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Sealy Hall, and woke him at long last. Okay. An unknown wanderer, right? Ravenwood was from 1,000 years ago, right?
The knight asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea, split his soul into two halves and left his home once more.
Okay. So this is how it came into being. This weapon seems familiar, and I think it looks like the wolf fang. It actually does look like the wolf fang. The knights asked the wolf to join him on a journey south to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea, split his soul into two halves and left his home once more. Yeah, so Boreas, or like Andrius and the wolf's pack from Not Cry, headed to the south. Old Mondstadt, let's call him Old Mondstadt, was ruled by the Caribbean, who's also dubbed the tyrant, giving his constitution. Andrius wasn't deemed fit or like suitable to become the arka, so it was instead conferred to Venti, who had assumed the appearance of the nameless bard, very dear and close friend of Venti. Well, Venti's just another pseudonym and, well, just an identity. When things settled, Andrius, or like Boreas, returned to the court of Sealy and then fell into slumber for 1,000 years till a knight stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus had once done at the Sealy Hall, and woke him at long last. Asked him to accompany him, and then he split his soul into two halves and left his home once more. Is it the same? Does it also apply to Boreas? But instead of being an anchor to Tevat, it served as an anchor to the home, like, yeah. Considered the hall, or like the court, his home, I assume.
Seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains, hearing the laughter and song that now filled the once somber city, the aging Lupus Boreas turned to his friend, the god of Animo, and remarked, "So, this is the world the humans dreamed of."
Aww.
Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here.
I'm a bit confused though. I thought he did forsake his body after the Arkan War, basically. Well, they were not really actively part of the Arkan War, but instead in part of this rebellion, you know?
He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Everything he was, he gave unto the world.
In pursuit of wind and shadow.
Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale. Lord Boreas, is there anything you'd like to add?
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that knight 1,000 years ago, and then, for the sake of the new Mondstadt, you...
The year of tyranny ended. Venti became the animal Arkan. Andrius, or like Boreas, returned to not cry, fell asleep. A knight woke him up. They both returned, well, for the sake of the knight, whose name is not known, like it's unknown for now, it seems. And before he did, he split his soul into two. And then he did sacrifice his body for the sake of the new Mondstadt.
You need not feel remorse on my account. That was my answer, my decision.
Is that retconned? Or is there a gap not filled yet? I don't know.
If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in Not Cry. I fear Andrius has not found peace in his heart even to this day. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness, sowing the seeds of all the turbulence that has ensued.
But we followed Boreas' trail in Nodcry. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
I'm here for the moon, yeah. The Mortis.
Andrius should still be slumbering by the lakeside. Perhaps all the recent turmoil in Nodcry has had unforeseen consequences. And there's more. I detect another familiar scent from across the Ley Lines. A scent that reeks of blood.
Could it be Roland the Bloodstained Knight?
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight? The mightiest Knight of Boreas? But wasn't he from 500 years ago? You think he's immortal or something?
I remember him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other of his kind. But before he severed his connection to Boreas, his final destination...
In Conria.
It was the ancient kingdom of Conria, as you call it. Beyond that, I know not if he lived or died.
Conria 500 years ago. It was the ancient kingdom of Conria, as you called it. Beyond that, I know not if he lived or died. Conria 500 years ago.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to Nodcry yourselves.
Easy.
As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now. If you ask him nicely, he might give you a lift.
Balin?
That could save you a lot of time on the road.
No wonder I can suddenly sense the east wind's presence.
The four winds of Mondstadt.
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nodcry must be in real trouble by now. I hope Varka can handle it.
Also Columbina, the Light Keepers, all the forces out there.
Varka? Is he in danger?
I
I
believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down. I fear he only has room to carry one person, along with perhaps a diminutive companion.
Now comes the part, right? With the task given by Boreas. understand how it go?
Alright, wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest warrior to fight Nodcry's battles. I'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that try harassing Mondstadt. It'll be a good chance to try out some new moves.
He's insane. He's literally ridiculous. Oh, don't worry, Razor.
I stay in Mondstadt too. With Traveler's help, Varka will be safe.
Thank you for believing in us.
Razor, give me your iron claw.
Is he going to imbue it with some power, like energy? Wow.
Golden-haired traveler. Give this token to the current Knight of Boreas.
What's this? Is it also, did he, like, I don't know, did he store like a fragment of his soul in this as well? I'm just really surprised because I thought for like back then I did think we will give like the pendant of you know, remember the necklace that Varka was wearing? I thought I thought the pendant was the crucial part in this. What's this?
It is a wolf spirit. It contains my power and thoughts. Though I have given him a piece before, this should bring him new strength.
Ooh, so he did bestow him a part, or like the wolf spirit upon him before. Yeah, this checks out. Though I have given him a piece before, this should bring him new strength. Yes.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
Yeah, we did find a few across the part of Nodcry. I really do like it when like past information are like converging, and I think it's really cool. Maybe about like Rostam the Wolf's Pup. We have Ravenwood and even Arundolin. It's really cool. Like this dual wielding like swordmanship is originating from Arundolin, and it also was lost to history because nobody well had sufficient strength to wield two swords basically. And yeah, then there came Varka who brought it back, or like he resurrected sad sportsmanship, and it's really, really interesting. Arundolin was super strong too. He had no vision. Yeah, and we have Roland, the bloodstained knight. Seems like he's still on a rampage, a bloodthirsty rampage.
But human hearts and flesh cannot bear the soul of a wolf directly. It would be akin to forcefully merging a human and a wolf into one being. They would descend into chaos.
Yeah, just ask Dr. and his experimental fields. You remember when the humans did swap their bodies with those of the animals? Yeah.
To prevent the entanglement of souls, the most I can do is temporarily house my power and thoughts within claws and fangs wrought of steel.
The fire shadow.
Although, truth be told, that knight does not lack for power. What he needs more is the thoughts within. But I shall leave this for him to explain.
Is it safe to separate a piece of the wolf spirit at a time like this?
The great wolf king of the north remains strong for now. Besides, do I not have the protection of my Lupacol?
I will protect Lupacol. The north and Varka, I leave to you.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready.
Love you so much. Worker is super proud of you. Yeah. It was Varka who gave him the name Razor, and it fits him so well.
I sure didn't expect my experience fighting the wild-hunted Nodcry to come in handy back here in Mondstadt. Almost makes me wonder if this was the reason I was sent back. Also, how come that bard knows so much, and what was he doing at the Thousand Winds Temple? Well, whatever. I don't really care. As long as I get to do some fighting. I'm looking forward to trading blows with Lupus Boreas when he's fully recovered. I bet he'll wipe the floor with me.
He's so silly. I like his design though. He might be a little loosey-doozy and having some screws loose. He's funny. He's actually really funny. A hilarious guy. But yeah, I feel so sorry. Oh my god, I feel so sorry for Boreas. I want to know more about this unnamed knight. We'd like information. Just some superficial knowledge. Well, maybe it will happen soon. Hopefully. Hopefully.
I can read Varka's letter. I will try my best to write a reply.
It's improving.
A wolf's claws make poor instruments for writing human words. But that token will suffice to convey my thoughts.
Oh, this is interesting. Alright.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry.
About the Wolf of the North.
The root of this turmoil lies with the remnant soul that Andrius, Dominator of wolves and god of the North Wind, left in Nodcry. He once left Nodcry and braved the blizzards to confront the god of storms and claim the right to rule. Yet even as the tower fell, he chose to abandon his claim.
He once left Nodcry and braved the blizzards to confront the god of storms to Caribbean and claim the right to rule. Yet even as the tower fell, he chose to abandon his claim.
Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years, before finally journeying back, under the name of Boreas, with the first Knight of Boreas to witness the new face of Mondstadt.
Okay. Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years, before finally journeying back under the name of Boreas, with the first Knight of Boreas to witness the new face of Mondstadt. The first Knight of Boreas is an unnamed knight, okay?
When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the Ley Lines. With that, he became the North Wind of Mondstadt, as he is still known to this day.
Huh? When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the Ley Lines. With that, he became the North Wind of Mondstadt, as he is still known to this day. Okay, this is odd. Didn't the game postulate that Boreas gave up his body because of the blizzard he had summoned and such? And it was not suitable for humanity. Apparently, he could no longer maintain his physical form. Boreas chose to pour his power into the Ley Lines. Okay.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask now.
Interesting.
You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry.
Interesting. I remember it really sad, like Boreas' power would only extinguish life and not nurture the lands of Mondstadt. And this is why he did, blow his power in the soil of Mondstadt, something along those lines. Yeah. Okay, how about Roland? The Bloodstained Knight, the White Knight before.
500 years ago, Roland seemed destined to become the mightiest Knight of Boreas ever to have lived. But he was too pure of heart.
Yeah. That's the thing. He was like the embodiment of justice. Used to, at least.
He believed firmly in his own ideals of chivalry, vowing to eliminate all injustice from the world. But the world had never been perfect and pure. nor would it ever be.
Mhm.
Neither his mentor, the
Rostam?
wolf pup Rostam, nor the Grand Master, known as the Lion of Light, could persuade him to temper his obsession.
The Grandmaster in this case was Arundel. But yeah, you could really say obsession. He was really obsessed, justice.
But what was the scent that reeks of blood that Lupus Boreas sensed? And what is its connection to Conria and the Abyss? Perhaps you will uncover the truth in Nodcry.
Vedrfolnir. You're in the spotlight here.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when
But
you
the
get to
token and the
Nodcry.
wolf spirits.
The soul of a wolf is as unyielding as ice, and Andrius is a master of molding and shaping it. His people once drew great strength and wisdom from the wolf spirit. But human hearts and flesh cannot contain the soul of a god. Attempting to place the wolf spirit in a human vessel would slowly devour their sense of self, even if Lupus Boreas did not intend for that to happen.
What about Varka then?
That's why Lupus Boreas developed the technique of imbuing weapons with his soul. It is his way of blessing his human Lupical with the wolf spirit's protection. In fact, there is an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine. Twixt man and wolf a bond was made, a power born within the blade. As much as he might claim not to accept humans, his actions sing a different tune. Oh, but keep that little observation between us, will you? Any questions before you set off?
Okay, let's go.
All right. Over to you, Dvalin.
Oh, my beautiful dragon. My cute child. Child at heart. Stream
The
joining us.
Knight of Boreas awaits below. We must part ways here. Barbatos and I have other plans. We will meet you again later.
Thank you.
Alright! Hey, wait! How are we getting down?
Why are you screaming? You can literally fly. And we wind gliders. Oh. Into the fray.
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Hi, Varka.
Grandmaster! It's...
The honorary knight. And Dvalin. Shooting star.
Haha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
Honorary knight reporting for duty, Grandmaster.
And Paimon too!
Let's cut to the chase.
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Their leader's gonna have to make a decision soon. Fight or flight? What will it be, mightiest Knight of Boreas?
I must say, this part of spirit is really bloodstained and coded.
As expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized rabble. A mere shadow of the forces gathered by the Rahir of Solnari. But they have served their purpose. I now understand your tactics, and you, in turn, understand mine. This is fair. This is the way of chivalry. Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas. Whether you choose to resist me or not, I shall set right the injustices of this world. In the name of the blood-stained knight.
Guess they're retreating for now.
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andrius? But why would he be leading the Wild Hunt? And why was he talking about the Bloodstained Knight? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later. He was the enemy boss, right? Are we just gonna let him get away?
But all I can think of is that he got influenced by the Abyss. Well, corrupted by the Abyss.
There's no point chasing after him. We've crossed blades already, and it ended in a stalemate. Right now, there's nothing we could do about him.
Why? As strong as he might look, surely he can't be any stronger than the foes we fought before. We have fought before.
True. We're still not certain of his true identity, but whether he's a god corrupted by the abyss or a legendary knight, killing him might be just about possible, especially now that you're here.
What will happen to the other part of Boreas?
The difficult part is, we can't kill him right now.
Huh? What do you mean? Is he immortal or something?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. Nor does he have the ridiculous level of power wielded by the 5 sinners. But, compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nodcry to his advantage. Particularly when it comes to Andrius' remnant soul.
But compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nodcry to his advantage. Particularly when it comes to Andrius' remnant soul. So what you're really worried about isn't so much the enemy himself, but the god remains.
Exactly. Sounds like you realize what the crux of the issue is. I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing as we speak. Meanwhile, our other allies should be making their way home from their own battles by now. Let's discuss this further when they're back.
I'm sorry, I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing as we speak. Meanwhile, our other allies should be making their way home from their own battles by now. Let's discuss this for a minute.
We still have some big challenges ahead before this expedition can finally be declared a victory.
Fated warrior.
The meeting's probably gonna be
hi,
in the biggest
Jahoda.
tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already.
What's she
Why don't we
doing
go chat
here?
with them?
Hey, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Oh, Boss Sneff asked me to pass on a message. She went to see Lauma and Columbina at the Frost Moon Scions. Apparently, there haven't been any changes to that space the Rahir of Solnari's in.
The moon's reflection.
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Rerir, right? Whew, that's a relief. Paimon doesn't fancy facing him again.
Yeah, I don't believe that he will pose a threat any longer. No, that he's kind of connected with the Lindis again.
They're keeping a close watch on it just in case. With so many moon experts on the case, we're in pretty safe hands, huh? Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbina asked me to pass on a message too. Focus on the enemy you are facing. The moon will protect you all.
Of course. Oh, can't believe it's already over. Though I do not really, not quite over. The ending of Act 8 gave me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know. I do not know. I feel like the ending scene kind of indicated that it is not over yet.
Huh, you know something? These Knights of Favonius are paying me a pretty nice sum to deliver a few simple messages.
There's Ineffa.
Oh, Varka's a generous guy.
Yes. And you gave him a pass when he offered to give you a hug. Come on, Varka, bring it on. Let's have a rematch, you and Eula. Hi! How is Aina doing?
Short distance propulsion module on cooldown. 15 minutes until next departure. Switching to chat mode. Hello there, Paimon, traveler.
Ineffa, what are you doing here?
Varka placed a sizable order with the Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop. Aino is hard at work producing the strategic reserve, while I am handling the deliveries. Secondly, I am also here to attend the meeting in her place.
Hi!
Huh?
The more the merrier.
Paimon thought thought the Lightkeeper's rep would be Iqua or Nikita.
And the representative was Iluga. Wait, well, what was that called again? The Alliance. Oh, I can't recall it. It's not like you to volunteer to attend a meeting.
You're quite right. However, Itlua and Nikita are both busy organizing the Ratniki's region-wide response to the recent attacks. And since I'm well acquainted with everyone else here, I was the one they recommended to attend the meeting.
Oh, so you don't even want to be here?
Sometimes you don't get a choice when there might be consequences down the line.
That's true.
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks like pretty much everyone's here. Oh, Beto and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here?
Wait for the meeting.
Great. While we're waiting, could you update me on the situation in Mondstadt?
After updating work on the situation, Mondstadt explained the relationship between the God of the Northwind and the Bloodstained Knight to the...
stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Reikir of Solnari's control, but it has been reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks. Intel from the Frostmoon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Rere resides. What we are facing here is a completely new foe.
Summarizing current situation. To confirm, the present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf. Andrius, god of the North Wind.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andrius' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
It's the external will that has seized control of Andrius' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight. Begs the question why he's still alive. Like, I still think this is just a mimic, you know, just like oh my god. It just scared me. It just startled me. I thought there was like a hand trick. Oh my god, it just scared me. But yeah, it also corroborates, you know, because of him. Oh yeah, he did declared his loyalty to the Abyss. More precisely, it's the external will that seeks control over Andrius' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some Mondstadter from like 500 years ago? How'd he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt?
Hey, Jahoda, you're asking the real questions here.
Allow us to explain that part.
Oh yeah, they did investigate this part, right? Or examine.
Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of function.
When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of functions. Okay.
For example, when one kidney is damaged,
the
other will be strengthened to compensate. Or when a main artery is blocked, the collateral vessels become more active. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the Ley Lines to fashion a new one.
Fit for the present circumstances. Yeah, okay, I understand. Compensation mechanism. When the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the Ley Lines to fashion a new one. Fit for the present circumstances. So they basically fabricated Roland.
That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Yeah, that wasn't the real Roland, but rather an Abyss imitation.
Right. No matter how strong the compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ.
Of course, and also happy birthday, Jane! I love you, my child! Right now, no matter how strong the compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ.
The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Rere's overwhelming power, nor his ability to disguise himself as others.
Yeah.
So, the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas to compensate for this lack of power.
The replica corrupted and took control of Andrius as he slumbered by the bank of Flins. ultimately manifesting as the giant beast that you all witnessed.
The replica corrupted and took control? The replica corrupted and took control of Andrius, the spirits, the soul, fragments, as he slumbered by the bank of Vedrfolnir, ultimately manifesting as a giant beast that you all witness.
However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic, and indeed how it was able to do so, remains unclear.
I wonder if this is tied to Vedrfolnir.
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Teyvat. But we can keep those questions on the back burner.
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Teyvat, but we can keep those questions on the back burner.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you said we can't kill him right now?
You can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one. From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals.
We have reasons to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Like when the tower fell and stormed her lair, or when the humans turned to salt beneath the salt array. We also have one case in Baiju's story quest, and there's also Orobashi, I'm sorry.
Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years.
Like the Tararigami on Yashuri Island and Tararusana, Orobashi, or the karmic debt born by the Yakshas from Millennium. Yes. Worse that the wrath that remains after God's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil, and once God remains contaminate the land that will persist for thousands of years.
This land has already been ravaged by the wild hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'd be like adding salt to an open wound, placing everyone who lives here in perilous danger.
Or like adding fuel to the fire.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill effects. In Natlan, the passing of the Pyro-Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history, and even the part of Andrius who remains in Mondstadt has experienced death once before, has he not?
Also interesting that all Pyro-Archons are humans, immortals, and even the part of Andrius who remains in Mondstadt has been death once before, has he not? True.
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Please, present it now. It should help explain things faster.
It also contains the thugs of him, right? What kind of thugs?
Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey.
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey.
My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Perhaps this is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. Instead, remember that one day, your wandering too must come to an end. Where and when shall that be?
Wolf's gravestone. Could it be that this was originally wielded by the unnamed knight? Like, was he the first bearer of this sword?
A final wish before I slumber. Sing me a song. That melody you so often hummed in the taverns.
Wait, are those memories? This form has come to the end of this. Wait, it seems like these were the last words he had spoken to Sad Knight. Can you see this? No, you cannot. Just my arms. Can you hear? Can you see my hair? Yeah, you know, you can see it. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. The hymn of Mondstadt. What was that?
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the Ley Lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains.
That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the Ley Lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. Well, his thoughts were pure, actually.
In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the Ley Lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andrius spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found, the decision he made, to Andrius' heart. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
Merge himself with the Ley Lines.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution? Then why are we even having this meeting? Let's go do this thing!
Jahoda is always the relatable character. She had been through all the No Cry quests.
Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through the Abyss's control and reach Andrius' heart. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's Ley Lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power.
Well spurred. We need to find a way. No, if only were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thug alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through the abyss's control and reach Andrius' heart. We need to find a way to make the thug within the sword stronger and more resilient. For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt Ley Lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power.
However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way.
I was just about to ask that. With the fragments of wolf spirits, perhaps. Since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, literally crumbling.
If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to merge with the Ley Lines.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments? But they could be anywhere between Notcry and Mondstadt. It'll be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Well, we have Varka by our side.
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Notcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh? Wait, really?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way, we've been hard at work planning for every possible contingency. Not just the wild hunt in the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Notcry.
Crazy.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making. It's almost as if you foresaw the future.
It's a skygrass and the possible future. Benediction of Barbie.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. But I can't take credit for it. It was all thanks to the help of a few friends. Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Had I known more, we could have saved a lot of energy.
Well, it's only a rough prediction after all.
Instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the better for it. But anything that proved useful, we knew we'd be grateful for down the line.
And sure enough, now it's proving useful.
Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around Nodcry, and use them to make the thought within this sword as strong as it can possibly be. According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones.
According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones. Okay.
But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the Wolf Spirit fragments.
Of course.
We now know there are 3 left to find.
But of course we have been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the White Hunt, then with the Doctor, so it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the Wolf Spirit fragments. We now know there are 3 left to find.
Okay, so 3 more mini expeditions to go.
I managed to gather 1 fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short order. As for the 3rd fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on, but we'll need all hands on deck to pinpoint the exact location.
Oh, you've made a lot of progress already.
The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andrius' history. He's sure to try and sabotage our plans by any means at his disposal. So everyone needs to bring their A game.
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstadters to defeat him.
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the Lightkeepers will provide their full support.
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop will also help in any way we can.
No.
So, what do they need me here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it though. I mean, who actually reads those things anyway, right?
Can you believe that I missed Nodcry already? Oh, the storytelling was amazing. The writing was peak. It was phenomenal.
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield communications. Looking at you, Jahoda.
Yes, their specialty.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god. I'm impressed by your courage, Miss Jahoda.
Lance, you.
Rating for Jahoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Aww.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the 2nd Wolf Spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to give me an update.
Okay.
Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy.
Sure, I was just about to ask what my job was. I will follow your lead, Grandmaster.
All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people. Dismissed!
My god, I love it! Just when he did assign or like, yeah, assign each task to each, yeah, person. Oh, she seems so downcast now. Keep your chin up.
Speaking of contingency plans, I now recall that Varka also made a contingency plan when he asked me to deliver that letter. Perhaps I should ask Aino to prepare some additional backup modules for me.
Remnant fragments of an ancient god. Thoughts stored inside a blade. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I suspect there is more to Mr. Varka's plan than what he's revealed to us so far.
Remnant fragments of an ancient god, though stored inside a blade. Maybe one more thing. I suspect there's more to Mr. Varka's plan than what he's revealed to us so far. Oh. Does Flitz believe, like, that Varka will merge himself with the fragments? But he did expand, like, Boreas did expand that part to us. Like, this will be battle.
Then again, the enemy can harness the Wild Hunt to spy on us wherever we go. As our commander, I'm sure he has his reasons for choosing not to tell us everything.
Jahoda, you dummy! You took the stupid job of your own free will! Oh, crying isn't gonna get you out of it.
You got this. Can't shirk yet. Okay, go to the Wolfsburg's location. Oh, near the Pillar of Embla.
Didn't you say fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight?
Yeah, sure.
Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and keep your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before a battle!
Huh? Well, all right, just trying to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the Knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up! Can you please just focus on finding the wolf spirit fragment?
Oh, no. Come back. Stay here. Oh, look. There it is.
Is this what we're looking for? What do we do with it?
So was that before just a war, like a fragment of a wolf spirit?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is transfer it to my sword.
Okay.
Just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step back a bit, just in case.
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either.
Why do you laugh?
Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that you have love in your heart. I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have found your own answer to the question of how to love.
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Contaminated.
Oh, sure enough. This place has been corrupted by Roland's will.
Hmm.
Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. It wasn't enough to pose a serious threat.
Hmm.
We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable.
Oh, that's why you brought me along. You want me to purify it? Yeah, sure. We got it here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable. You want me to purify it?
Purifying the abyssal corruption would definitely be a safe approach. But that's not the only reason I wanted you to come.
Were you going to become the vessel?
Could you try reversing the corruption? Not purifying it, exactly, but separating out the Roland part from the wolf spirit.
Did you try reversing the... Oh, a new feed? Not purifying it, exactly, but separating out the Roland part from the wolf spirit. This is interesting.
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part? Why would you want to do that?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And secondly, to view Roland's memories. As they say, know thyself, know thy enemy. Understanding our foe is our surest path to defeating him.
This is little unexpected. I've never even tried this before.
Let me think. How is it explained to me? Ah, yes. Focus on a single thought within the 1,000 winds. Capture that unique wisp before it blows away.
I have no idea what that means.
Ha 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 ha! Actually, neither do I.
That's... That's Varka for you. What?
Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would come up with when he can't think of anything meaningful to say. Wait, don't tell Paimon that's what actually happened.
I thought it might mean something to you. Never mind. I'll explain it in more human terms. Traveler, when you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct?
Yeah, kind of. I wasn't the one doing the fishing. Here, it was Lolly.
If I'm not mistaken, the Night Kingdom was like a river flowing with concepts, and you were trying to capture the concept belonging to a particular ancient name. I'm thinking the same basic principles should apply here.
Okay, but back then, we had a boat and a net. This time, we don't have anything at all.
Yeah. We had this interesting contraption, right?
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night Kingdom. No need for a boat. As for a net, this is what I've heard.
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night Kingdom. No need for a boat. As for a net, this is what I have heard.
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together.
Some of you do know how much I love Marika, right? She's my favorite Arkan. Oh, I love her so much. You know, every Arkan has done their fair share, you know, of work and whatsoever. But yeah, I really do love her so much. Natland has a special place in my heart. And I hope one day Varka, the Captain like Thrain, and Marika, maybe we'll see them sparring. It would be cool. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Okay.
Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotions are drawn forth.
Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotions are drawn for. Okay, I think I'm kind of starting to get the idea, but maybe I'm not. It's hard to say.
Also, we barely know anything about Roland. How are we supposed to use thoughts to anchor him?
Well, maybe you could try this.
Is that a map or a letter?
What is it? It looks old and tattered.
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam, Knight of Boreas, from 500 years ago. It was meant for his disciple, the White Knight Roland.
Oh my god, 500 years ago this letter is so cool. That's a heck of a thing to have sitting in your back pocket. Unsent letter.
After Rostam lost his life in the Abyssal Calamity, Roland left Mondstadt to wander to Vat. Grandmaster Arundelen had wanted to deliver this letter to him.
What?
But trying to track Roland down was like chasing a shadow. He never did find him. And so this letter has been sitting at the Knights of Favonius headquarters ever since.
Quite the antique, then. But how exactly is it supposed to anchor Roland?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
Hey! What happened to Mr. Plans for every contingency? You're just making this up as you go along!
What can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before taking the first step, but I prefer to dive on in and plan as I go. I've been doing it that way for the whole expedition.
Yeah, sure. Just charging in.
But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely.
Yeah, Venti. We might as well see what happens. So this serves as a medium? So it work.
Whoa. It actually worked?
You really are making this up as you go along!
So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed. Just like he said.
Got him.
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain, the justice I have sought to uphold, for mortals to escape this tragic fate, there's only one path.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming!
Can hear the cries. The bows screaming. All of the humans.
A great and ancient kingdom was wrongfully cursed, turning its inhabitants into monsters! The code of chivalry tolerates not such injustice. If Abyss be thy name, I pledge to you my loyalty.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came to an
Vedrfolnir.
end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tag came to an end without a bad humanity farewell.
I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knight of Boreas.
Bro, this is so creepy. So many eyes. I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knight of Boreas. Is that a person message to Varka right now?
That I? Dainsleif? No. Bore a striking resemblance, but that wasn't him. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be?
The visionary Vedrfolnir.
So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice. So he surrendered himself to the Abyss.
While we gaze into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be? Oh. Oh. A shiver just went down my spine. So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering his land, the wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw Conria and saw revelation from the visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the god's judgment as the greatest injustice, so he surrendered himself to the abyss.
Giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything. That's why the abyss can replicate him.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we have to take on the visionary this time?
Giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything. That's why the abyss can replicate him. True. No, the founder of the Abyss Order was once shown a revelation based on his experience, at least. Yeah. The father of the Clotar Alberch was once shown a revelation based on his experience, at least. The visionary is unlikely to intervene directly.
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting with far more lethal precision. But even without the Visionary's input, Roland still has an intel advantage we can't afford to underestimate. Every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. We need to think one step ahead if we want to outmaneuver him. And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you.
Now, why didn't you bring it up during the meeting?
Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides, it wasn't a fully formed plan back then.
Varka explains his plan.
That about covers it. Sorry to ask so much of you again.
No way, it's too dangerous. Is it what I think it is?
No plan is free of risks. At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully eliminating the danger posed by this ancient god. Surely that's got to make the risk worth taking.
At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully eliminating the danger posed by this ancient god. Surely that's gotta make the risk worth taking, but there's no guarantee it will work.
If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins. Not to mention we still have Jean in Mondstadt.
What are you saying, Varka? Anselm is the vice captain of the 5th company, right? Albedo can take the reins, not to mention we still have Jean in Mondstadt. Come on, don't say that.
Oh, there has to be another way! Like a backup plan?
Is he risking his life?
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Jahoda! Yes, we've successfully retrieved the Wolf Spirit fragment here. Any progress with Fragment 3?
Oh, that was before really interesting. So, a traveler using memory or like some medium. Well, in that case, we had no personal memories of such character like Roland. So we use a medium or like an object that is tied or has like, yeah, is connected to Roland. And we were able to separate Roland's part from the wolf spirit. And then there was like Vedrfolnir who gazed directly at us. And his message to Varka. I have a bad premonition. I do feel like he is risking or considering it to merge himself. I do not know. I have no idea.
Nope. It's a total disaster. More wild hunt monsters than I've seen in my whole life. We need backup urgently.
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to trust me on this one.
You're making too many decisions on your own. You're putting me in a difficult position here.
What can I say? I'm not the Grand Master for nothing. I'm counting on you, honorary knight.
The force of Lohen comes searching for him. The final expedition is at hand. The next part of the story is more contiguous. For the best experience, it is recommended to spare more time for it.
Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran into resistance almost as soon as we set off. Albedo said we should split into 2 teams and continue searching while he and the others kept the Wild Hunt occupied.
Good call. Locating the wolf spirit fragment is our key objective. I would have made the same decision.
Well, it seems the enemy figured as much too. Now, both search teams are in big trouble. Oh, I brought a map. This should make things clearer. Before we ran into trouble, this is the search area we decided on.
Oh, this is so cool.
The 2 teams are holed up here and here. They should have a clear idea of the fragment's location by now.
They executed it so well. I like this. This is a very interesting layer.
But the Wild Hunt is stopping them from relaying messages back, right? Do we have any more troops available to provide backup?
We can't spare troops from any of the fronts right now. That just leaves us with...
The logistics company is standing by.
Ineffa!
Designated drop point reached. Initiating situation report.
She's just right next to us right now.
The logistics company was assisting Aino with the production of the strategic reserve. But after learning of the situation on the front line, they requested to be dispatched immediately. They are currently nearby awaiting orders.
Amazing. Just in the nick of time.
Hey, seeing as you can fly and all, shouldn't you be the one out here delivering messages?
Paimon?
I regret to say that without the
Ineffa
workshop's
too.
catapult, and with my short-distance propulsion module on cooldown, I will only be able to return to the battlefield after another 5 minutes.
I regret to say that
Please,
without the
keep
worship's
up the good work, Jahoda.
catapult and with my short distance propulsion module on cooldown, I will only be able to return to the battle after 5 minutes.
The logistics company has very limited provisions, only enough for a single battle. Which team should they support?
Both. Once one team has been rescued, the remaining forces will be free to support the other. We'll move out immediately. Jahoda, keep up the good work with the comms.
Sure thing. Leave it to me.
Not desperate at all. Oh, cool. Logistics company joined the squad. A logistics squad carrying a large cache of explosives. Varka can command them to set ambushes using the terrain to strike enemy units that have strayed from their group. Ooh, this is cool. I am so shitty at such things. Okay. Now that I think about it, is Durin also able to fly? Why does it have to be me delivering the letter? Probably because Grandmaster Varka's got a Varka's vouch for you. Come on, now's really not the moment to crank up your humor. It's not gonna help anything. Your tension level has decreased significantly. Alright, not completely useless then. Once your cooldown's over, hurry up and catch up, metal face lunkhead. Hello. Guard your tongue, Ley. Be mindful of your language. Oh, no meals. Oh, no sweets delivered to you at all. Well, sir. Okay. All to fight for permanent balance. All to fight for the main expeditionary forces locked in fierce hand-to-hand fighting with the Wild Hunt. Albedo has suggested splitting off 2 squads to continue reconnaissance while the rest hold the line. Victory on the battlefield isn't determined solely by the action at the center, and it is much the same when facing the seemingly endless abyssal onslaught. None shall pass. This is really Flins coded. The abyssal forces seem to have also grasped the key to this battle. Yeah. They see through it, for sure. Several Wild Hunt units attempt to break off and disrupt the investigation squads. Standing before them is a cluster of flickering lanterns barring the path. Formed at Iluga's suggestion, this Lycurus was sent deep into the battlefield to investigate. On their return, they were ambushed by a horde of Wild Hunt. Despite their experienced nature, they still struggled to withstand the online assault. A Lightkeeper squad working in concert with the Knights of Boreas, Varka can command them to reveal targets and miss at opportune moments. Once free, the Lightkeepers would have... Ah, wait! Varka scribbling. I love it when his doodles are so cute. Form albedo suggestions. This Knights of Boreas squad was sent deep into the battlefield to investigate. On return, they were ambushed by the horde. Blah blah blah. Trap squad Knights of Boreas. A squad of Knights of Boreas whose fair city is unshown in both taverns of the battlefields. Varka can command them to launch fierce attacks on specific targets. Reveal targets.
It's a wild hunt! Come on, let's go help!
Something's not right. The Wild Hunt's offensive doesn't seem to be getting any weaker as the battle goes on. Are they getting reinforcements from somewhere?
Where's the source?
Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm. Logistics company, scout out the area. Look for terrain we can use to our advantage.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Reporting in, sir. We've identified viable sites for deploying explosives.
Good. Wait for my signal.
When the switch to Varka, press the button to give comments.
Logistics company, deploy.
Oh my god. This is so cool!
Honorary Knight! Goodness you're here.
Be careful. There's no end to these monsters. However many we kill, more keep coming.
Just as I thought. Well, they're about to get a shock to the system. We'll wipe them out faster than they can replenish their numbers. We just have to hold on until the logistics company is ready.
Comment that seems to...
It's showtime! Fall back!
Yes, sir!
Ready?
Say...
Fire!
Bye-bye! Barrels of slimes are flying and raining.
The enemy has
launch
sustained
attack.
heavy casualties. Should be a while before they're strong enough to pose a real threat again. Use this time to catch your breath and fill me in on everything you've learned.
Yes, sir. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
That's not exactly very narrow.
We split the search area between us and the Retniki. Maybe they'll be able to narrow it down further?
Either way, I was about to go lend them a hand next anyway. Do you think you guys can keep up?
Absolutely. Good to go, Grandmaster.
Squad of Knights of Boreas hosters. Yeah, okay.
We've run right through our supplies. We'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that tries to stage a comeback. Now that they've lost their numerical advantage, they're no match for us. Focus on supporting the other team.
I'm in awe. I'm always flashed when I become part of this kind of like scene. You know, the strategy, strategic approach. My god. The legacy squad has exhausted its tactical reserves and starts to remain here. Okay. Draco-Rubido, the Kaeya Prince. Ah, my babies. Ineffa, I'm here to install your cooling module. I know. How did you? I snuck in behind the logistics company. They kept saying this place was dangerous, but I didn't know the safest place is right next to you. That is correct. From now on, please remain within my line of sight. What do you use position, Flins encounters reinforcement both family and unexpected. The White Hound's offensive has slowed on every front. It looks like they have committed their entire force. The Lightkeepers rushing in from Pyramida gather behind Iluga, forming a river of starlight. A message from the old man, Nikita. Rooting out the White Hound is every Lightkeeper's duty. We shall not pass off or burden to our friends from afar. This is my job. I will get it there, whatever it takes. On a war-torn battlefield, a messenger flying through the air is an even more conspicuous target. But for Jahoda, who spent her career treasure hunting and mastering the art of stealth, she's a perfect messenger for vital information. However, Jahoda herself clearly hasn't yet realized why Varka places so much trust in her. Inextinguishable flames hold the abyss's advance with ways of steering heat. The high dependencies of the White Hunt's retreat with earth and stone to buy more time for the reconnaissance squads the expedition main force is pinning the White Hunt's family in place. Watching the two fight side by side, Ansem, the officer in charge of holding the line, can't help but think, Grandmaster, you were right. Those who were once Mondstadt's greatest fear have now become the Knight's most reliable allies. Oh yeah. You know. Just the name of Durin, like Durin itself, struck fear in the hearts of the Mondstadters. And also, you know, Albedo. Technically the son of my daughter. Yeah. Our lightkeepers. The Ratnik.
Looks like the same situation here. They just keep coming, wave after wave.
Reinforcements. Hey, you keep them busy while we work on getting rid of this
Oh, it's
god-awful mist.
Vertanen.
Understood. Everyone got that? It's up to us to hold them off.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love it. I just realized Pyro version of Traveler is still not worse. Oh, boys. Up the ante!
Hey, they're running out of steam. Now's your chance.
Affirmative. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, so beautiful.
That's their source. It was hidden in the mist.
Knights of Boreas, charge!
Oh my god, the timing! Oh! It sings with the owls, with the burst.
Yeah.
Goosebumps. Hello, my friends. You're burning.
Ooh, I'm glad that's finally over.
Brave knights, on behalf of the Lightkeepers, I thank you for your assistance.
There's no need to be so formal. When it comes to the Abyss, we're all in this together. Now, please tell me everything you've learned.
Very well. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
Yes! Now it feels like we're finally closing in on our target.
I'll say. We're sure to face fierce resistance from the Wild Hunt, though. Is everyone willing to keep fighting with us?
It would be our pleasure, Mr. Varka.
Much obliged. All right, the target is just up ahead. Move out!
And Varka's command both squads have broken through the encirclement and the location of the final Wolf's Rage Shard has been revealed. The White Hunt forces begin to converge on the final battlefield while allies and reinforcements rally together, buying every last one they can for the final expedition ahead. Indeed, final expedition.
The hiding in the mist trick again. These guys must be easily amused. You all know the drill. The Knights of Favonius will engage the enemy while the Lightkeepers dispel the mist. Everyone, follow my signals.
Yes, sir!
Lightkeepers, prepare to dispel the mist.
Knights of Favonius, charge!
Oh, goose!
Time to counterattack! Rally to the Grandmaster! Charge!
Ugh, this Wild Hunt doesn't know when to give up.
Varka, you go on ahead.
Traveler!
Mr. Varka, leave this to us.
Just like last time. only a Knight of Boreas can deal with a wolf spirit, right?
Don't underestimate us, Grandmaster. We can hold our own.
And I'm here too. Now hurry up and go.
Ha, that's the spirit. Stay on your toes and make the Knights of Favonius proud. Either we all march back to Mondstadt together, or no one does.
Oh my... I'm totally dying. Goosebumps. This is so good.
The final fragment is right there. Don't let me down.
Poor Varka. It truly hurts.
It seems you have collected them all. Knight of Boreas.
Yeah, and with no corrupted fragments or ambushes along the way. I have to commend your chivalry, Sir Roland.
A true knight does not resort to underhanded tactics. Were this body not a false one created by the Wild Hunt, nor would I countenance those monsters to taint our duel with their presence. If you need a moment to rest, take it. Victory will be mine, regardless of whether the path to it is the one I would wish for.
Save your breath. If you want to fight, let's fight!
As you wish. Then let us settle our unfinished duel, here and now.
Is everyone all right?
Poor one. They can never catch a break, right?
My granny fights better than these rookies. It's Egbert I'm worried about. You still alive?
For a moment there, I thought I might never taste the sweet wine of Mondstadt again.
Hey, stay put, you guys. Leave the rest to us.
Forget us. We can take care of ourselves.
You're the only one still standing. Honorary Knight, find the Grand Master.
We can't lose our Varka. Please, you have to find him.
Got it. Varka, I hope your plan is still gonna work.
You're holding back, Knight of Boreas. I can tell you do not wish to strike me down.
Yeah.
This duel does no justice to the way of chivalry. I wield the power of a god, while you dare not swing your sword with true intent. If you continue on this path, you will die. Your plan is doomed to fail. How can a helpless lamb hope to tame the heart of a wolf, when the wolf has seen through the lamb's plan?
Ha ha ha. You're on to me already, huh?
Andrius's question, Boreas's answer, the means to bear a soul. I knew it all 500 years ago.
And here's a question. How to love humanity? Boreas' answer. That means to bear a soul. I knew it all 500 years ago.
Though the false path may be wide and welcoming, only destruction lies at its end. It is time to crush your futile hope!
True. Oh my god. Oh!
It's over. Your sword lies shattered. The wolf spirit and the thoughts you blindly placed your faith in have nowhere left to dwell. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the abyss, Knight of Boreas. One day you will understand that the only righteous path for those of true virtue is the path of darkest truths.
Abyss, 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 abyss. You evil being. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the abyss, Knights of Boreas. One day you will understand that the only righteous path for those of true virtue is the path of darkest truth.
For the next part, it's over to you.
Arka.
Outlander who caught the wind.
It's his plan all along.
The sword is unbroken, but I can't sense the wolf spirit.
And that's surely not the reality right now.
Looks like I'm no longer in reality. This must be a space built from the entangled consciousnesses of Boreas and Roland. There's no way back. And all that lies ahead is the wolf's maw.
We're just about to say that, the wolf's maw.
Huh. Guess the only way is through.
It's so hollow inside.
A Favonian
With
sword.
swords, yeah.
Who left this here?
Rostam?
Lonely warrior, take me to see him.
It was indeed Rostam. This is really sad. Wolf.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. I have aided the oppressed and righted many wrongs. I have slain sinners and delinquents. I have slaughtered tyrants and demons. But however mighty one's blade, before the great injustice of fate, a mere mortal can but bow their head. There is only one way to save them.
Who are you really trying to convince?
On me!
It's like the first shadow. Yeah, it is the first shadow.
Is this the fairest shadow? It doesn't look like an imitation.
Baronzolan.
The title of
Ravensword.
Boreas
Oh yeah.
must find an heir.
Ah yeah, it was based off a Ravenwood's sword, original sword. Replica greatsword model of the one wielded by Ravenwood, yes.
The scent that reeks of blood appears to be getting stronger.
See over there?
Looks like I can just jump right over these obstacles.
Oh wait, there's no fall damage, right?
Try to keep up!
Ah, it's the Wolf's gravestone. Knight of Boreas' journey ended at the city of Barbados. The Knight of Boreas rode again to hunt. The Knight of Boreas' journey ended at the city of Barbados. The wandering souls attract each other. Boundless freedom begets only anxiety. Upon entering the city, the Knight of Boreas' companion bade him farewell in silence. For the free-spirited wolf resented the stone walls and lovely and yearned for the open wilds. The Knight of Boreas' heart remained free, though his flesh was inside the prison-like city. Meanwhile, the wind-born wolf roamed the forest in the flesh while his heart remained loyal to the knight. The Knight of Boreas rode again to hunt. The wolf followed his scent into his battle. Still one were they, the wolf and the knight, the one they were death comes for beast sooner than man. Laying down his sword as a gravestone, the Knight of Boreas buried the wolf in the remote countryside. The Knight of Boreas then left the city behind, leaving instead the wandering life of a lone wolf. Yet the eternal wolf spirit remained here, watching over the land the knight once protected. It's about the unnamed, the first Knight of Boreas, right?
Try to keep up!
Oh, there's a wolf.
Try to keep up!
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. Even the most fearless hero cannot fight what fate has ordained. And even the holiest god cannot escape the shackles that bind them. Lupus Boreas, if you still harbor love for humanity, then you must surely know. There has only ever been one way to save them from injustice. Surrender to the abyss.
Malicious lies! Charge!
Okay.
Stormwind!
Even the Rifthound was confused. We will not succumb to the abyss.
My old friend.
This is not where your path ends. You must continue on.
Wandering, nice longing.
This wind feels less than welcoming. I'd better take shelter.
The wind is getting weirder. Move forward with speed. Oh look, the Wolvendoms. The walls of Wolvendom. Oh my god. Rostam's longing, Ravenwood's longing, Wandering, Knight's longing.
Ah! I can't hide from it!
You must deliver it.
The answer?
Your path cannot end here.
This is so beautiful.
You draw near to the heart of the wolf.
Even if you had an army of 10,000 men, in the end, you must face this fight alone. Lonely warrior. Step forward.
This story quest is so good. I really enjoy every second of it. Where are you, Roland? Roland?
Is this the heart of the wolf?
So empty. Pillars? Oh, it was Roland.
Roland! After countless bloody battles, trials, tribulations, and hardships, I, with my mortal flesh and blade, attained power to rival that of the gods. But you know better than I that a mortal's prime is fleeting. In 5 years, maybe 10, age will snatch your strength. The power you take such pride in will fade to naught, disappearing like dust in the wind. Your fame will be as fleeting as firewood beneath the starry sky. Lit at dusk, dead by dawn. Utterly insignificant.
Oh yeah? Be that as it may, the fires that burn down here blaze more brilliantly than the light of 1,000 stars.
They blaze for but a moment. 100 years from now, your earthly flame will be long snuffed out. And those you once illuminated will be left cowering in the cold and empty night.
Ha! No. They'll remember me in 100 years, just as I remember all of you from centuries ago. That's the thing about firewood. From the embers of a dying flame, a new fire arises, burning bigger and brighter than ever before.
Surely must be so in pain.
A knight's duty is to save others, not demand things from them. How can one call themselves a knight while placing their hopes in generations to come?
Well, as long as I put an end to you here and now, I won't need to rely on anyone else. Now, show yourself, Roland!
Put an end to me? Your body and mind are already at the limit of what they can bear. It is only a matter of time before they yield and crumble. But if this is your final request... I shall do as you wish, Knight of Boreas.
Huh. You're not quite how I imagined you. You don't seem half as crazed as the memories contained in the wolf spirit.
Not once have I strayed from the righteous path. But when I look at you, I do not see a hero capable of slaying dragons. Just a lost soul who has wandered far too long. A shadow of the knight you once were.
Yeah, of course. The Abyss is just trying to crush Varka to creep itself into its mind, like into his mind. No, Varka, you know what you're capable of.
I guess we have that much in common. Neither of us are at our peak.
Yeah, this too. You're realistic.
The ray here of Solnari's forces have been defeated. And the Roland you see is but an imperfect image cast by the Abyss. I wield the power that Roland did at his peak, but my heart and mind remain frozen in that blood-stained moment. Therefore, I, in my current form, am flawed. A knight cannot bear their own stagnation. After redeeming you from injustice, and guiding your surrender to the Abyss, I shall rectify myself, and continue to follow the knightly path.
Huh. The world out there can bear no more of your torment. Your obsession, clearly, remains exactly as I had imagined. I suppose there's no chance to make you see the light.
No words can make a knight doubt his convictions, no matter how noble they may sound. Neither of us will sway the other, but you have long known this truth.
The voice really reminds me of Dane's life voice.
Otherwise, why would you pin all your hopes on Boreas' single thought? But now the blade that once housed the wolf spirit has been shattered, and all you hold is a phantom that bears its form. You no longer have the means to change the situation, and no one will come to your rescue. This place shall be your graveyard.
Are you
lonely
sure
warrior.
about that?
Huh. Maybe you're partly right. But I think I might just have a shot at a rescue.
What do you mean?
There's only one person's mind I need to change, and it isn't yours.
Boreas.
Forgetting where we are? This is the heart of Andrius, god of the North Wind.
Andrius.
Andrius, can you hear me? Wake up! You are the great god of the North Wind. How long will you allow yourself to suffer the domination of the Abyss?
If this is your final gambit, I am most disappointed, Knight of Boreas. Grand displays of heartfelt wishes cannot summon miracles. This world shows no such mercy to its inhabitants.
Return. Return to the Ley Lines. This is my choice. My memory. Is this the answer that I found at my journey's end?
Andrius, at long last, I have delivered your token back into your heart.
A Knight of Boreas. Watch on. This is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind.
On behalf of all humanity, I thank you, Lord of Wolves.
Boreas is returning to the Ley Lines. But why? Your sword is broken. You no longer have the means to bear his soul. Unless... surely not.
Instead of the broken sword, he's using himself. Oh my god.
Begging for miracles is a futile endeavor. I know better than that. But a sword is just one kind of vessel. There are other ways to store a soul.
My god.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
Even if it is not my intention, the soul of Lupus Boreas will inevitably ravage, devour, and assimilate a mortal heart. As if human and wolf were being forcefully merged into one being.
Oh my god.
If a mortal heart is to bear the soul of a
I was
god,
just about to say that.
this is a path that cannot be retraced. Yet, I shall not dissuade a knight from embarking
Looking on the
quest
quest of his own choosing. There was the demo, right? Instead of divine souls or souls of a god, it was him who had countless souls stored in his heart and a modified, you know, the modified heart of Thrain. Oh my god.
Your heart, your soul, they are collapsing. Now I see.
No, Varka, we know you're doing well. Everyone is waiting for your return to hold a party, a celebration.
You were wondering how a lamb could tame the heart of a wolf, isn't that right? Here's my answer. You get the wolf to swallow the heart.
The wolf spirit within the sword was merely a decoy. The true thoughts and memories were carried within your heart. To avoid arousing my suspicion, you deliberately allowed Lupus Boreas' soul to assimilate your own, then be devoured by me. But how did you have the strength to fight while bearing such a great burden?
Compared to Lupus Boreas' decision, my sacrifice is nothing.
You have a stubborn will and employed an exceptional strategy. But this is not the way a true knight fights. The choice you have made is a flawed one. Your soul is now merged with that of Andrius. When he fully joins the Ley Lines, you too will fall.
Oh, that's a break. So it's not merged with that of Andrius. Oh, this is really interesting. The captain's soul is also merged with the lot of the Night Kingdom.
Neither Barbados nor the Traveler will be able to anchor your soul from within the Ley Lines, let alone rescue you.
Don't underestimate us. Don't. You do not know what we're capable of. So this is the fishing part, right? Little rescue.
You have lost, and so have I. Regrettably, I can no longer offer you salvation. May your soul rest in peace with Boreas, lonely warrior.
Haha, lonely? Sorry to disappoint you, but as much as it sounded like the perfect ending for both of us to return to the Ley Lines together, the fact is that, unlike the true Roland of the past, I still have fine wine and good friends to get back to. They're looking forward to my triumphant return. I'm not ready to accept my fate just yet.
Ding dong! You've got mail!
Until I return, I leave them in your care. The Knights of Boreas will always welcome you.
She still helped him.
Come on, to Mondstadt.
Dear Grandmaster.
To Varka. To Varka.
Family.
No pig call.
Poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. Make sure they all get delivered, Outlander who caught the wind.
Grandmaster.
Master.
Varka.
Go Varka! Hey, Sarai!
For Varka.
The thoughts of others anchor you, reversing the assimilation. Using your connections, relying on outside help. This is not the way of a knight. The Abyss can sustain me no longer. But now, countless souls who died unjustly will emerge to prevent your return. If you believe in your path, then grant them release. Carve your way out through bloodshed. Varka, mightiest Knight of Boreas.
He's so cool.
This is how it ends. Throw the plan out of the window. Fight my way to victory. Well, that suits me just fine!
Oh, yeah, of course.
A knight is always true to their word. So please, keep your promise and return victorious.
You are not alone. Right back at you, Varka.
The north wind blows southward. May it guide you on your journey home.
Leave it all to me.
Freeze! Up the ante!
There's an ice-cold drink with your name on it. Ready when you are.
Don't go dying in a place like this, Varka.
Freeze! Up the ante!
No one fights alone.
On me.
Für die Freiheit und Recht kämpfen wir. Oh no! Help me!
Fly home to us, Grandmaster!
Spread your wings and soar toward a new
Bis der Falke fliegt im Morgenglanz.
Fate's chosen Rubicon.
One final
Battle. This was... Oh, no words. Is this what a Ley Line looks like?
Walk forward and do not look back.
Varka. Now, I know the meaning of my name.
After the lengths you've made everyone go for you, you'd better make sure to thank us all properly when you get back.
You know, I have a lot of things to update you on, but they can wait until you're back.
I have no intention of returning to the Knights of Favonius, but I trust you will find a way to manage on your own.
Grandmaster, we're all waiting for you.
Oh.
Oh. I'm not doing too bad a job as Grandmaster, am I? I'll take that silence as your approval. Everything you swore to protect with your lives, it's all still here, safe and sound. The Knights of Favonius, Mondstadt, and the oath sworn by every knight. I'll protect them all with my life. And so, I'll deliver that letter on your behalf.
Roland. The letter that was never said.
I know it's just a shadow of the real Roland, but if you have the time, could you please read it for him? Rostam and Arundelen, they never forgot you. Phew. This has been one long expedition. From here on out, I think I'll let the wind lead.
Venti. Oh, it's a tree. The tree at Windrise.
Hey everyone, it's been a mighty long time. I'm thrilled to see you all again.
Welcome back, Grandmaster.
Yeah. I'm home.
I can't remember the last time I've cried so much. Can't stop sobbing. God, that was such a good quest. I love this man so much. Yeah.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Now's your chance before I get dragged off to the office.
About your plan.
The sword was just a decoy. I carried his soul in my own heart. That was the plan I was most certain would work. The second half, though, using everyone's thoughts to guide me back out of the ley lines, I wasn't too sure that would work out.
Just as Mommy Cat said.
All jokes aside, what would you have done if the Traveler hadn't been able to separate the wolf spirit from Roland's influence?
Initially, I was planning to have Barbatos carry out that step. But when I approached him about it, he said there was a much more suitable candidate. The Outlander who caught the wind. Turns out our trust was not misplaced. Thank you.
What if I had failed?
Then, I guess we'd have had to get Barbatos to send the wind to blow me back home. But it would have come at a heavy price, and with no guarantee of success. Besides, I'd rather not have him expend that kind of power.
Invoking the power of an arcane, how steep a price are we talking?
It's a good question. A glass of the finest dandelion wine, perhaps? No doubt I'd have to pay for it with a secret stash of cash in my office.
I'm gonna check out this place soon.
You're dreaming if you think it would have come that cheap.
It's been a while since
About
I
the
felt
expedition.
this Wolvendom. Well, with the shadow of Roland vanquished, the Wild Hunt won't be able to consolidate their forces for the foreseeable future.
Finally.
A few knights will remain on rotation at the Nodcry stronghold, but everyone else will be sent home in waves. Albedo and Duran will come back with the first wave, so you should have the chance to see them again soon. It's been a while
About your
since
future?
my future. Huh. You may already have learned of this from Barbatos or the Hexen Circle, but I glimpsed a reflection of the future in Barbarloth's scryglass.
You saw an abyssal calamity in the Norway.
Correct. Although, as things stand now, I believe we may have changed the course of the future, thanks in no small part to you. Still, after I've tied up some loose ends with the Knights of Favonius, I'll need to make another trip back north. There's still a lot of work to be done at the Nodcry stronghold.
After I've tied up some loose ends with the Knights of Favonius, so we need to make another trip back north. There's still a lot of work to be done at the Nodcry stronghold.
Besides, the first group of knights who volunteered to stay there have yet to be relieved of their duty. How could I simply abandon them?
Oh, man. Oh! He is the symbol of... I cannot say. I do not know. Words cannot describe this man, honestly. Wow. Him, Varka. Oh, no, him. Mawika and the captain. I love them.
Aw, how noble. But be honest, your main reason for going back to Nodcry is so you can dump all your work here on Jean again, isn't
No. Spooky. You little rascal.
Seriously?
Aren't you gonna say something in defense? Don't just stand there grinning.
I'm only pulling your leg. You'll be seeing a lot more of me in Mondstadt from now on. It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face.
I have no more questions.
All right, then. I'm gonna stay here and enjoy the breeze for a little longer. For all the wine in the world, there's no feeling as intoxicating as the wind from your hometown after a long time away.
Wow. Wow, I swear that was an amazing story quest. One of the best story quests I've played, to be honest. That was not for the faint of heart, not at all. It was really well executed, and also this part where we were like overseeing And we had this strategic parts and narrowing down the targets whatsoever, or narrowing down the source basically. It's really, really cool. Also fighting side by side with the faction, with the fractions. You know the drill. I need to take a breather to Mondstadt. It's really nostalgic. I'm just so happy. I'm tremendously happy for Varka. Wow. This man. Yeah. We will see us, well, for you soon. Yeah. What a beautiful quest. It felt like an homage to Mondstadt and its history, paying tribute to the Knights. Vanessa must be proud of what she had established. Speaking of her, the Favonius mod theme truly did remind me of the Order of Resurrection. It put me in awe, knowing it was the Natalies whose hands were shackled who broke free and brought freedom to Mondstadt. It hit me the most when Varka revealed that he had stored Andrius' actual thoughts from the soul, like Andrius from the soul, in his heart, along with fragments of Andrius' soul, the war spirits scattered across North Cry, to persuade the part of Andrius from the north to return to the Ley Lines, which was ultimately Andrius' wish and his answer. He also used the sword as a decoy to trick Roland, who was a copy fabricated by the Abyss using memories from the bloodstained night of 500 years ago. This can be attributed to Vedrfolnir, who made the actual Roland succumb to the Abyss after showing him the revelation of Conrad's fate. I was also surprised when we saw Vedrfolnir's eye. It had spooky vibes with those eyes piercing through one's soul. Despite the risk that Varka might have died in the process, since a human heart cannot bear a wolf soul, let alone a divine one, Varka still took the chance to avoid further catastrophes. He also returned to the Ley Line. It was also the first one that we have seen what it looks like inside the Ley Line. Returned to the Ley Lines along with Andrius until a traveler pulled him back. Also, according to Varka, killing a dead god's remains might manifest something worse. I was fascinated when the traveler literally fished out Roland's part from the wolf spirit using Rostam's unsent letter to anchor Roland. Varka explained that this method is akin to fishing, an ancient name in the Night Kingdom. Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads that can create a net or a rod. Traveler used letters from each to anchor Varka in the Ley Lines and pull him out, leading to his triumphant return at the Windrise tree. Venti guided him with a sprint through the Ley Line, and when Varka paid respect to the former knights, it all hit me right in the feelings. To some extent, I saw parallels between Roland and Diluc. After the tragedy involving his father, Diluc also chose his own path to justice. But unlike Roland, who ended up like a hermit, unaware that people still worried about him, Diluc too is still surrounded by people who truly love and care for him and show it in their own ways. Varka's reassurance that the Knights of Boreas will always have a place for Diluc really drove home that he is not alone. Varka is not only the Knight of Boreas and the Grandmaster of the Knight of Boreas. To some, he is like a father, an uncle, or a best friend. The man engulfed by homesickness finally returned home, and the other part of Andrius' soul, who slept at the lake in Volvendom, finally found peace once again.